There he is. There's Craig Bot.
There we go. Okay, so I think a lot of our technical difficulties are coming from our internet. My broadband. You have to call
Frontier tells me that when it rains, the internet goes out.
Oh my goodness. We have Frontier. I have Frontier, right? We have Frontier in two places. Two separate locations.
And they do the same thing when it rains.
So you're right. So on the nice days when you'd be outside doing things and you're not addicted to your screen, you can go out and do things. You don't need to be on your interwebs. But when you come back in like a day like today, it is storming and raining and it's dark.
And you would think, listeners, that we're complaining about a satellite internet because it is affected by the weather.
No.
No. It is a cable internet. In the year of our Lord 2024, there is cable internet that is affected by rain.
It's the best
I know some of you think that this is a first world problem, and you'd be correct. This is a first world problem, but dang it, if people with Starlink can get more reliable internet than I can with a cable connection, that's frustrating.
It's not even cable. It's wires. It's like the Frontier bought Verizon, which bought GTE.
Frontier doesn't own Verizon. Frontier bought the
I didn't say they own. GTE was the original company, and GTE owned all these rural telephone lines everywhere, and they were getting into disrepair. So then Verizon bought them out. Verizon bought GTE, or they merged, or something happened. But then Verizon very quickly realized, you know what? We don't want to be in this business. Look at all the repair. And so Frontier bought the landlines from Verizon. And it was two different Verizon versions. There was like the Verizon Cellular and then Verizon for your home.
Right. It used to be Verizon. When you had a cell phone through Verizon, it was Verizon Cellular. And then you had Verizon, which was like the landline and internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Verizon, that part of Verizon just got quietly shut down, and they just stuck with Verizon Cellular, and now it's just Verizon is the cellular company.
Correct. Say Verizon one more time. We didn't get enough grease on that last one. Thank you.
I'm trying to Beetlejuice them into sponsoring us.
Yeah. Yeah, they sponsor everything else. What the heck? Anytime we get high winds, you can count on the Frontier service going out. And that's what happened today.
Oh.
Frontier's gone.
Oh, not to mention that at my particular location, I'm dealing with maybe 3 megs up or 3 megs down, and I'm dealing with kilobits back up.
Well, it's good enough for voice. You might want to shut down all those other apps in the background just to be sure.
Well, I don't do. When I'm home, I don't even use my cell phone on the Wi-Fi because it'll bog the system down.
Yes, it will. Thanks, Frontier.
If I'm trying to watch something on TV and use my phone at the same time for my 2-screen experience, which I don't necessarily always do, but when I do,
there's your dopamine hit. You dope. 2-screen experience.
Well, yeah, but I only do it when I'm at home. You dopamine dope. Am I a barking seal for you? Should I clap while I do it while I laugh?
Yes, please. Play your little horn too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if I try to watch
barking
walrus, I don't know, Futurama on my Xbox, and then maybe look something up on my phone, boy, does the internet just choke itself out immediately. It is not pretty.
I know.
It puts a gun in its mouth and pulls the trigger. It just lays there until I shut something off. And we've dealt with the Frontier guy. At this point, I'm on a first name. I'm almost on a first name basis with the Frontier guy for our area.
Well, when he gives you his cell phone number, cell phone number. Says before you call in, just call me. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. The last time he was out, he found it broken in 2 different places. The wire.
Yeah.
The main wire for the whole street.
Yeah, it's from the 70s. That the whole cable is
because Frontier decided instead of putting in new line that'll support the speeds that we're advertising, we're just going to run it off the old phone lines that were put in the 60s and 70s, or maybe before that. depending.
Oh, to make it worse, whenever I log in to pay the bill, which is you get. By the way, we get to spend almost $100 for this privilege. They make it worse because I get these teasers in the email, and when I log into the account, it's like, wouldn't you like to enjoy our new gigabit fiber speed? Well, yes, I would. I'd love to. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're putting fiber. They got fiber in, they're not going to repair the old lines because they're putting fiber. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But I log in, I put in the one zip code where I really would want it the most, and that's on the commercial account. And sorry, it's not available in your area. Yeah, that's about right. So then I put in my other address where I see fiber getting buried in towns all over around near me, and I'm sorry, this fiber is not available in your. Then why are you sending me the stupid teasers? It's like they want to rub it in.
Oh,
because I'm sure
I can add to that. My friend who lives 8 miles south of me.
Wait.
In the next town down, he has fiber. And that town is smaller.
Yeah, but it's not
Frontier fiber. It has less people to use the fiber. I live in a town that's double that size. Do I get fiber? No. Does my town get fiber? No. We just get left behind in the Stone Ages.
What makes it worse is here in our little town here, there is a fiber company, not Frontier, because I would throw Frontier over in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And they want to come in. They want to come in and put fiber. And in fact, City Hall has got their fiber already, right? Yeah. But they keep delaying the vote to let the fiber come in to everybody else for no good reason.
Fiber for me, not for thee, or something like that.
Well, no, it's just crazy incompetence. They keep forgetting to bring it up on the agenda to vote on it.
Well, then you gotta go to one of the board meetings and bring it up.
Well, you have been, and then, there's that's a whole podcast in itself. What happens when I go to a board meeting? This is the same board that erected big flapping blue tarps to block the view, so certain people can't enjoy the view over the Wabash River that some of us have.
Yes,
in the park area.
The tarps that ripped themselves down in about a week because they didn't put up, like camps. They went out.
Stop! Don't give them ideas.
Well, they're not going to listen to this.
They might. You never know.
They went out and bought cheap blue crap tarps that you get at Walmart for like $10 and put those up. The ones that shred that everybody knows are only usable for about a month.
I know.
And then
the remnants are still up on the wire. So they promised to take them down after much kerfuffle and protest. They agreed to take them down, but they haven't. And what's more is our city employee was there to watch them, to supervise, to assist, and got paid for it. We paid our city employee.
But they couldn't pay for the other thing, a different style of light to put in for where the camping sites are that wouldn't bother somebody that was being bothered by them.
Correct.
No,
and who wants to park? Who wants to park in a city park, a camp in a city park, no matter how picturesque?
There's a lot of people that do it in Central Park, but that's New York.
Okay, that's different. Well, we have a picturesque overlook of the Wabash River, and people like coming and looking at it. It's a go-to place for sunset. So it's a day trip. Some people want to see the sunrise. Some people want to sunset. Some people want to sing sunrise, sunset. Sunrise.
Unless you live in Wisconsin, and then anything over 100 miles is at least an overnight stay.
Well, whatever. So they had this brilliant idea of putting these camping spaces in everybody's backyard. So who's going to want to camp in a city park in someone else's backyard? And so
right next to another house.
Those of us were putting up and making a bit of a fuss. Now they put up these blue tarps to block, and that didn't do anything other than create flapping blue tarps. And we raised quite a ruckus about that, and they agreed to take tarps down, but haven't. So this is the same city that can't get their act together to even vote to let the one fiber company wants to come in and put fiber that they're already using at City Hall in for the rest of us. They just keep forgetting to call the vote. because they get
right, because it
sidetracked
doesn't matter.
on other things. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right. So
it doesn't matter
I am going to raise the issue, but doggone it. And for those of you Starlink people out there, I don't have we have so much tree cover here on our ample space, and I'm not being facetious. We actually have a pretty good size area here.
Oh yeah.
But it's all trees and
all trees.
Whatnot, so
it's all trees.
I don't have
the whole town's a canopy. It's crazy.
Because I downloaded yeah, it is. I downloaded the Starlink app, and it's supposed to, you hold it up and it does its thing.
Yeah, it tells you whether or not.
Right. It tells you where the best place is to put the Starlink receiver, and it's kind of wild. The Starlink receiver, they turn. I guess it moves. The thing
turn.
moves as it tracks the satellite, right? So it moves, and so you have to have a good
and it
vision
it basically played the sad trombones to you from The Price is Right. Bump bump.
Yeah. Exactly. Didn't even bother. I just opened it and it found the location. It's like wah wah.
Yeah,
come on. Because at this point, it's not that much more to pay for the Starlink.
No, there's like a big upfront. There's a big upfront hit, and then it's like $100 a month, and you get gig guaranteed.
It's a little more than that, but it's not much. And you're getting fractal, but it's okay. It's way better than what I've got. And with the low orbit satellites, it's lower latency, so it's okay for doing what we're doing, as well as like VPNing and supporting people.
There are
by
people
remote
that have
control.
Starlink that stream professionally, like that are streamers, and they use Starlink. Like it's a good system if you're out in the middle of nowhere and want fairly fast internet.
We are. But I guess I'm gonna have to cut some trees down to use it.
Well,
so
screw the environment.
I don't know. I got one that's got to go anyway because it's over the house, but.
I got many. I have many that need to go.
So I call Frontier. I call them.
They put you on intergalactic hold.
And your call is very important to us. It's got that weird voice that I was telling you about.
There it is.
It's on there. Your call is very important to us. Please hold. It's different than the American ones that say the same thing.
Yeah.
So
the American
instantly
ones are somehow more robotic.
They are, but at least you know what you're getting. As far as if you got the funny voice, then you're getting a call scam versus an American company that just doesn't give a rip.
Yeah, I did also.
And I would like to find, and I'd like to find the calls, the American companies that hire the call scammers to call you and just do their cold calling for them, right? Because like there's an injury lawyer that calls. Our records show that you were involved in an accident. Really?
Yeah,
your records are for Schimmelt.
No, I got those because I was in an accident twice in Ohio. And boy, the predatory lawsuits came out.
Ugh.
Man, it was like vultures.
I haven't been in a collision in forever. And according to their records, it was within the last 2 years. Like, I don't think so. But
well, maybe they're seeing, we do have the same voice. Maybe they're just confusing you and me.
Well, I played along. I wanted to find out what was going on. And I'm not going to name the law firm, but I nailed it down because it's the same law firm that's advertising on the interwebs, on your streaming,
on billboards,
on your streaming, on your interweb streaming.
I haven't heard
things. Yeah.
I haven't heard those.
Oh, maybe it's just for me then. They found me. They know my IP address. They're sending out. Okay, calm. Pan flutes. Woosah. I played along and I got all the way through the Indian call screener, and I got up to his quote supervisor, who was also an Indian, and then they passed me on to an attorney, a real attorney at a real law firm. Right? I was just playing along because I wanted to know.
Well,
I got exciting. All day. I got all. So here's the thing of the attorney. It's almost a Seinfeld episode. So
I'm dealing with a bit of an adrenaline rush because I almost just had a major collision in a rest area because I'm in a Turbine Suburban. Now, in a Turbine Suburban, it's a Tupperware torpedo.
What's a Turbine Suburban?
Turbine Suburban is a Volvo. A Tupperware torpedo is a Freightliner Cascadia.
Okay, because I thought I had a Suburban. I wasn't familiar with that option.
Well, it basically makes it a technical. No, it's a Volvo because a lot of the Sikhs from Manitoba drive Volvos. Came flying through the rest area, not looking. I get to where the two ends of the truck parking meet, right? where his lane and my lane meet, and he just comes screaming out almost in front of me, and I had to jam on the brakes so we didn't collide.
Sounds about right.
And he also had to jam on his brakes so we didn't collide. And I just looked at him like, what are you doing?
Well, if the Sikhs don't give way in the hallway, why would they give way on the highway?
He wasn't a Sikh. He was some Ukrainian or Eastern European head. They're just as bad with their flip-flops and their track shorts.
You're making my editing job huge.
Just mad.
Well, finally, you're lathered up about something.
Yeah, almost dying. Because if I had gotten to that intersection first, like if I had gone past him, he'd have T-boned me right in the driver's side of my truck at about 30 miles an hour. And I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and so that's why I was already off the throttle, letting my engine brakes slow me down, right? Because I saw something coming off the side. He's on the blind side where he can't see me.
So for him, that means hammer down.
Right. Apparently. Boom.
In Russia, truck drives you.
Yeah, he came
because those dash cam things from Russia are crazy.
Yeah. He came zooming out of there. And he just like, oh, sorry. Like, no, you could have killed both of us, you dip. Didn't, because he didn't look right until he was almost in front of me. And I had already stopped at that point.
So he's ripping past the whole line of parked trucks, just like at highway speed?
Yeah, just ripping past. And he couldn't be bothered to stop at a parking spot. No, he's got to be parked along behind a bunch of other trucks with a bunch of open parking spaces.
Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I was getting lunch at the Pilot there. There were guys parking in the driveway and next to the scale with half the parking lot is empty. Because apparently we can't be bothered to get off our stupid little legs into the truck stop.
I think we covered that. We covered that in the other episode.
Yeah, I know. I just got a
bridge
vent.
Too far. I
just needed to vent. It was just frustrating. I'm just frustrated because that could have been a really serious accident. I could have had a load. I almost had I don't know. I don't think I had a load shift, but I don't know.
Well,
when
you flip
miles,
over without expecting it, you'll know.
Yeah, well, because if you
familiarity breeds contempt, right? So if you blast along the highway without paying attention all the time, if you blast through the rest areas without paying attention and nothing ever happens, then you're just set up for disaster. Uh-oh.
What?
Well, I just didn't know if we lost interwebs again.
No, I'm still here. I'm just staying calm.
Okay.
Trying to bring it back down to a manageable level of frothiness.
Well,
instead of an unmanageable level.
If you need the pan flutes, just let me know. I got them right here. Yeah. So.
Hey, you wanted content, I give you content. It's just going to be rage content, apparently.
Apparently. It's going to be almost unconscious to raving maniac.
So, it's like dealing with someone that has Tourette's. It's just.
I was going to say bipolar, but normal, okay.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's a normal conversation.
So, your average drill sergeant.
Yeah, drill sergeant, truck driver, sailor. Anything. Lots of blue collar jobs.
Anything frustrated. Yeah.
Anything where you have to deal with people.
And burned out.
Yeah, and burned out. Anywhere where you can get frustrated.
It's when your drill instructor starts to get calm that really you start to worry.
Yeah. If he's cursing at you, you're probably okay. When he starts getting calm, if you're slightly vibrating, you need to run.
If you're getting the shark attack, it's like, okay, it's SOP. It's okay. This is what we're doing.
They don't do that anymore.
Well, I don't know. I'm an old guy.
I know, but they don't do the shark attack. It's too emotionally distressing for the new recruits.
That's the point. A little hazing. Come on. Which you want to talk about drill instructors. Oh, I see some of these new RDCs in training. Oh, talk about walrus. Whoa.
I believe they call them wide bodies in the military.
Yes. Holy crap. And they got the blue rope.
Yeah.
These are in training. Yes.
I know.
Yeah, I was watching the thing from the Navy about how these RDC candidates are getting trained with the rigorous physical they have to go through. Are you kidding me? They get like 20 minutes to complete, what was it, 12 or 14 or 18 laps around this indoor gymnasium?
Well, that's basically a 20-minute mile. That's like some of those tracks are about, it takes like 10 laps or 12 laps to make a mile.
I think that's about right. I think you're right. Because I was
looking at them. Which means I could do that.
That's a fast walk.
Yeah, that's not even a fast walk. That's like a mildly quick stroll.
And they're now we joke about having the pan flutes, right? And our stress words. They're doing it for real for these. And these aren't the recruits. These are the training instructors.
Oh, these are
in training.
Oh,
these are the blue ropes. Because like once you get through school to be an instructor, then you get your red rope once you get, a company of your own. These are the blue rope. So they're in training under a red rope, I think. How they're doing it now.
He's got a black rope. Who knows?
Anyway.
Also doubles as a noose when he gives up on
I saw them lined up, and first of all, can't march for beans, and that's something I noticed. I went to a graduation not that long ago, virtually, but was watching the company march. I'm like, holy moly, we marched better in junior high school. Because you expect to see military march. You see ranks, as they go by. Yeah. Right, all in neat lines, in step, right? Nope. It was like they're stopped for a walk, kind of generally formed up, like that, and that's graduation.
I mean, it is a general formation.
Generally, it was general rancor. Good gracious!
Come on, that was good humor.
Bad. It was attempted humor, at least.
10 yards.
Yeah. At least not personal foul. Yeah, take your penalty like a man. And then I
didn't get to attend any.
I saw some heavy cruisers that were candidates. It's like, I guess they're beyond candidates. They're actually in the school. And the Navy's putting this out on the social, on the media, like, hey, this is what we're doing now.
Oh my goodness! You saw the video of the captain or admiral. I was firing an air.
I think it was a captain.
No, I think it was an admiral.
So it had the optic on backwards.
He was not young. That was an old man.
He was. He had some rank. He was at least a captain.
I think he was an admiral. I think he was captain's a big deal, but I think he was an admiral. Anyway, yeah, he had the optic on backwards. He's got that funny grip. He's chicken winging all the heck.
Right. And the Navy's,
those are the fruits that are in charge. So
And they should be able to. Every year, at least it used to be, every year they had to qualify. So I don't understand.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anyway. Like, you shouldn't be able to be classified as a tugboat if you're going to train up your Navy personnel.
What's worse? The guy who hands them the weapon or the guy that holds it up to simulate firing the weapon?
Both.
So is it the dude didn't hand it?
No, I think the armorer was told, this is how you're going to put the gun together. And he was like, but sir, and they went, no, this is what you're doing. It was one of his aides.
Maybe so. I mean, stuff like that does happen.
Yeah. And the guy's just,
I got to give,
just an enlisted man. So he's like, yeah, whatever.
I got to give props to the snipe who made it into the Navy video. He wrote a very unsavory message on the fingers of his gloves. That was good.
The Marines responded to that Navy photo with the guy with the optic backwards with the same optic on the correct way, doing the same basic pose. But tighter, like you would if you actually knew how to shoot a gun.
I still think that was a captain.
It might have been a captain. I'll have to go back and find the video about it. And I'll see what he said, because I thought he said it was an admiral.
Well, I mean, captain in the Navy is full bird. I mean, that's really high rank.
It's also the title of someone that runs a boat, and you don't have to be a captain in the Navy to be a captain in the Navy.
Oh, but I do believe that guy was a captain.
It's definitely a petty excuse for an officer.
It's like a colonel in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I know. Or the Army.
Right, or the Army, yeah.
Or whatever they call them in wing commander, or whatever they call them in the Air Force.
Wing commander.
That's a real title, wing commander.
I was thinking of something else that made me laugh. The British BBC show Hyperdrive is kind of
that's the guy that just swallowed that chicken bone we were talking about earlier. That's his new nickname, Wing Commander.
Right. It's supposed to be this British intergalactic starship that's, they're the diplomatic, they carry, for Great Britain, and the show's called Hyperdrive. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's great British comedy. The space service that they are a member of is called Space Force.
Oh,
and I just realized that.
Yeah, that's also now a real branch of our military. You just realized that? They've been around for about a year now, maybe 2.
No, not about hyperdrive. How that whole show is based around this goofy misfit bunch of idiots running this ship for Britain, who inadvertently just blow up planets and cause all kinds of intergalactic mayhem through sheer incompetency. And they're members of Space Force. They have an admiral, space admiral, and all that.
Yeah, I think you lost. I just
thought it was funny. Well, no, I was going back and watching Hyperdrive again, and then I just realized, oh my goodness, they belong to Space Force.
Right, which is now a real branch of the U.S. military.
A real thing. And from what I've seen of some of Space Force, it's like, I'm seeing some similarities.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
So that's all. All right. Well, let's bring this one to a close.
Yeah, let's auger this baby in then.
We are going to auger this baby in. So thanks for listening to Drinking the Maestro, Almost Relevant. Tune in next Wednesday for some more of whatever this is. And of course, don't forget, you can reach out to us on, what is it, on X, right? Drake and Maestro on X.
Drake and Maestro, at Drake and Maestro. You can reach out to us and tell us how we're doing.
Right. Uh-huh. And on some of the podcast formats. Yeah. Yeah.
Be honest. We encourage honesty.
We'll take anything at this point. Whatever. I fucking stuff. You're not funny anymore. Adios.
Thanks for listening.
Adios. Adios, muchachos. Caballeros. When you get out of here.